Kyler Murray is possibly one of the best game-changing quarterbacks in the entire NFL. When he's healthy. I think if you take a look at weeks 2 through 8, and you probably could add week 1, definitely could add week 1 in there as well. With his talent and the talent around him, the Cardinals had one of the most explosive offenses in the entire NFL. And I think a lot of that's obviously for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, you got Kyler Murray out there balling. But also, I think another portion of it is the fact that, there was some good play calling and there was a lot of good things around him. But obviously, there has been some troubles in paradise. He, I believe, from the reports we've seen, has unfollowed the Cardinals on Twitter and Instagram from what I had seen. And this is, I hate these kind of things, but at the same time, you have to kind of get ready for this. Like when a star quarterback like Kyler Murray, and yes, he's a star, does something like this, there's something deeper. And I don't know if it's a contract issue. I don't know if, from the reports I've seen, it is more about the fact that obviously the Cardinals didn't get it done in the playoffs this year. And the fact that he doesn't want to be a scapegoat for that. And I totally understand that. I totally get it. Now, did he play great? No, he did not. But at the same time, people have to realize this man was not healthy. His offensive line had a tough time against Aaron Donald and company. And it just, I don't know. Ever since after that, him and DeAndre Hopkins got injured, it was rough. And I get why Kyler Murray isn't 100% happy right now. So I think a lot of it has to come down to what does he want? What does he want? Does he want to get traded? Does he want more money? Whatever it is. Does he want better protection? Whatever. But there are 3 teams, uno, dos, tres, that I think need to make a serious trade in consideration for Kyler Murray as their starting quarterback because they are ready to win now. And I would argue that they're probably in a better position than the Cardinals are in order to kind of not only keep him happy, but also win now. So I think team number 1 that has to seriously consider trading for Kyler Murray is the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers have arguably some of the most talent in the NFL. You got Christian McCaffrey at running back, Chuba Hubbard when McCaffrey is injured, which seems to be kind of a lot, but I mean it is what it is at this point. I mean Dalvin Cook's always injured for the Vikings, so I mean it is what it is. But they've got DJ Moore, and they've got a good defense that has honestly really kind of shown like they have done a lot of good things over the last couple of years. That's young, it's fast, and it's tough to play against. When the Vikings played them, there was a lot of pieces there that just honestly they were tough to be able to get blocks on. They were tough to be able to pick apart. But again, Sam Darnold, Cam Newton, and PJ Walker clearly weren't the answer. You got Christian McCaffrey, all those boys in at running back. Robbie Anderson, the speedster on the outside. Brandon Zylstra had some good had a couple of good games in there. Tommy Tremble, I think, is going to be a really good tight end, by the way. And then also their offensive line doesn't need to have some figure out. Yes, but I really think that especially with where this franchise is heading, specifically with the defense, I think this is going to be a top 10 defense. I think it already, for the most part, is a top 10 defense, or at least in the conversation. It's a good defense, and they are a quarterback away. Can you imagine Kyler Murray throwing to DJ Moore, also having guys like Christian McCaffrey and Chuba Hubbard, Robbie Anderson, Shi Smith, all those boys? Let's just imagine that for a second. Now, again, does the Panthers' offensive line need some help? Yeah, but when you got an athletic quarterback like Kyler Murray, he also tends to, kind of make it look better than it actually is, which is actually kind of a thing, I think, kind of what happened with the Arizona Cardinals' offensive line. And I think you saw it when his ankle was not at 100%. He was pressured, like he was under constant duress because he wasn't able to escape. Week 2 against the Vikings, man, nobody could catch him, and the rest of that team as well. So I think the Panthers are so close. 5-12 finished this last year, but that's not indicative of their actual talent on the team. A quarterback like Kyler Murray would make this team tough. This could immediately put them as a top team in the NFL, and I think it could immediately make them contenders. Team number 2 that needs to trade for Kyler Murray's services, the Washington Commanders. Again, a case of another team that has talent at running back, that has a respectable defense at the very least. And I think, if I had to choose, obviously the Panthers have the edge there. I think the thing here is, a lot of people are giving a lot of hate to Chase Young right now. the man's going to bounce back. People need to calm down. I mean, he's going to bounce back. You got some good D linemen in Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat. I think if you get the right coaching in there, I don't know if I think if you get the right coaching in there, that can make a world of difference. And I think maybe they could look at maybe a different defensive coordinator or a different D-line coach. I don't know. Or whatever it is, different coaching. But coaches are everything to players. And if you can get a coach that gets the most out of that team, I just don't know. But if we're just talking about on paper, this team is very talented. It's got a better offensive line than the Panthers. The receiving core has guys like Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Cam Sims, Adam Humphries, and De'Ami Brown also showed some things last year. You got Logan Thomas at tight end. It's just, the more I talk about it, I love it. You got on defense, again, you got that defensive line. I've liked what I've seen from Cole Holcomb. I'm still not sold 100% on a guy like Jamin Davis, but we'll see when we get there. Also like what I've seen from Landon Collins in that regard as well. And, you got Kendall Fuller, Landon Collins, Cameron Curl, who's one of the best young safeties in the entire NFL. I think what it does come down to is getting better coaching in there, but that's a thing for down the road. But the Washington Commanders need to be in on Kyler Murray, because I think, again, with just one simple change at quarterback, I think he could mask a lot of the different things going on there. And, man, Antonio Gibson, all those weapons on offense could be a lot of fun. I think that's another team that they really need to consider, that's trading for Kyler Murray's services. And now for team number three, 1-2 trace that I think needs to trade for Kyler Murray's services, the Cleveland Browns. Now, I know the Browns have been in kind of play, or at least there have been rumors that they're in play for Kirk Cousins. Listen, Kyler Murray is clearly the better choice. I love Kirk Cousins. I think he definitely hasn't been the problem in Minnesota over the last couple of years. It's been a porous defense, poor coaching, poor management overall. And I think, now when I say management, I actually kind of like Rick Spielman, but whatever. But poor coaching. And I think that, don't get me wrong. Again, love Kirk Cousins. But Kyler Murray? Man, Kyler Murray, he is amazing. I think he's already better than Kirk Cousins. Don't get me wrong. I think Kirk Cousins would do a lot of good things for this Browns organization and franchise. But I think the Browns, they are so close. They are right there. And I think just this small elevation at quarterback would do them so many good things. I really do. And I think that it would put them over the top to be one of the best teams in the league. And I don't even think that's a debate. Finished 8-9, third in the AFC North. Baker, I don't think is the answer. You got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt at running back. Even D'Ernest Johnson out there playing like there's no tomorrow. Demetric Felton, he was bad, man. He should have gotten more opportunities. But, when you're behind all those stacked players, it's pretty tough. You also got Jarvis Landry, Donovan Peoples-Jones, he's really making a name for himself. I'm really excited about his future. Also, guys like Ryan Switzer and Rashard Higgins, Austin Hooper there at tight end. David Njoku, I don't know if he's going to stay. We'll have to see. Harrison Bryant as well. So that offensive line just continues to be one of the best in the entire league. You got Myles Garrett, Malik Jackson, Malik McDowell, Jadeveon Clowney, all those guys on the edge. And also Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. You love it. I think that was a great pickup, especially in the second round. And the rest of this defense is just tough. Greg Newsome showed me some things last year. Denzel Ward is one of the best young corners in the game. This would make a lot of sense for me. And I don't think you would have to pay $35 million as you would for Kirk Cousins. I think, obviously you could pay in that right now, still keep him on his rookie deal, which I think is huge. So I think, and obviously he's a number one overall pick, but I think right now for at least the foreseeable future, you wouldn't have to pay a whole lot. And once you get to that point, I don't think you have a problem paying that when he does get to that point. But overall, I think this is, he's only making I think his base is something like $900,000. Overall, his signing bonus is like $9 million. Overall, his cap hits $11 million as opposed to $35 million for Kirk Cousins. I think that's a great trade. And I think, obviously you're going to have to give up quite a bit for him. I don't care. This one player can contend. Can you imagine Kyler Murray with all those running backs running like a read option and stuff? Oh boy. I'm salivating just thinking about it. I think that would be a great pickup for the Browns, and I think it would be the move that would elevate this franchise to being contenders for a long time, especially after they would sign him to a contract extension, which again would be a lot of money. But I think if you're the Browns, you could kind of pitch it to him like, hey, listen, we got you tools, we got you whatever you need. I think you could do kind of a Tom Brady thing. I think Kyler Murray is one of those players that, I think he's I think he's a good person, and I think he would negotiate and realize that he needs weapons around him, and that's what the Browns have done. They've got weapons all around them that I think would make him successful for a long time. But those are the three teams that we think need to trade for Kyler Murray, or at least the worst thing you can do is not do anything and just let this simmer over. Just not even just throw maybe a couple first-round picks out there for him. Like, come on. Kyler Murray is a generational talent. Under the right coaching staff, under the right system, I think he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Even alone with the current system he's in, he was one of the most explosive players in the league last year with a lot of good things going for him. So, but let us know what you guys think, and make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the three teams that we think need to trade for Kyler Murray.